Hey everyone, in my video yesterday I addressed with the NIO price targets why I think investors are now looking more at the price to sales ratio in order to price in future growth for NIO. However, in this video I also want to address the cost side of NIO things and look a little bit into the future, because one of the FUD, so fear, uncertainty and doubt things that we are going to get in the next couple of weeks will be about NIO's next earnings report, which is usually quite late, so I think around September it will be, and reporting the second quarter. And as we know, the sales haven't been really good in the second quarter, right? And so therefore this quarterly report will actually be quite weak. And possibly this will also turn again into a narrative that one shouldn't buy NIO stock right now because the earnings report simply isn't good. However, I think what investors are already looking and anticipating right now are actually the Q3 numbers, of course. So one thing is, of course, about the growth potential coming in Q3 and Q4 with hopefully rising sales. So we see the first initial couple of weekly numbers that have been much better than before. But I think what also could show up in the next quarterly report then, not in the Q2 report, in the Q3 report instead, will be improvements in the area of the cost side. However, there is also a little bit of uncertainty about it. So the first thing I would like to highlight here is that with the increased volume, although the average sales prices are likely to come down because of models being introduced like the ES6 that have a lower average sales price, and also because new users can now opt to buy, for example, the ET5 without battery swapping as a lifelong incentive. Therefore, the general prices will be lower than previously. However, I think the margins could actually go up, and that's because with the higher volume, the costs are now divided over a couple more units. Therefore, the unit price economics will be looking much better. So this is kind of a little bit contrary to what we've seen with Tesla, for example. Because of the price cuts, you've seen their margins come down. For NIO, it may actually have the contrary effect, that the margins will be going up in Q3. Regarding the uncertainty that I just mentioned, I think is one KPI that is crucial to watch, which will be about the effect of what costs are added, because simply NIO is going to improve its infrastructure and build out much more battery swap stations. This has been a declared goal. We have seen, for example, yesterday NIO built 13 swap stations. That's quite impressive. And this will, of course, add some more costs. So the question is, can NIO start to decouple the cost of marketing infrastructure build out from the revenue? So will there be a higher revenue increase than actually an increase in the cost? And I think that's quite uncertain, and something which is really key for the future of NIO, how they can actually build a business case around this. Another fact that actually could kick in Q3 already is cost savings because of operational expenditures being decreased. So I'm hearing, at least here in Germany, that there have been budget cuts and also some investments on hold, and employees are advised to focus on profitability. Yes, you heard me right. So NIO trying to do the impossible here, which is kind of increasing their infrastructure investment, their build out, their scaling and rollout and so on, at the same time trying to improve profitability. And so my summary is, forget any noise about the second quarter. This one is likely to be bad, and any noise regarding this can be likely just ignored. The second thing is, regarding the Q3, there's a couple of things to look forward to. I think most likely margins up, revenues up. However, there might be also increased cost for the infrastructure built out, and that will be an important KPI to watch. At the same time, we might get a pleasant surprise in the area of some of these cost expenditures, since the management team seems to be now focused a little bit more on profitability metrics, and that should excite investors. Let me know in the comments if you are worried about the Q2 numbers, and what are your expectations for Q3 and Q4 and going forward. Thanks for watching this video, and see you in my next video.